Guten Tag alle, heute werden wir wieder über Konjunktiv II sprechen, or the subjunctive II, as it's also sometimes referred to. Remember, the subjunctive is a mood, and so it can occur in various tenses. We're going to be talking again about the perfect tense and using subjunctive with the perfect tense. And in order to do that, we always want to make sure we begin with these two verbs and knowing how they conjugate. Hätten, so ich hätte means I would have. Du hättest, you would have. Er hätte, he or she or it would have. Wir hätten, we would have. Ihr hättet, you all would have. Oder sie hätten, they would have, or you polite would have. Wären, ich wäre, du wärest, er wäre, wir wären, ihr wäret, sie wären. And this also means would have. So the question I often get is, well, how do you tell them apart? And what's the purpose of having two verbs that basically translate into English as would have? Well, in order to be able to do the subjunctive mood, you're going to need to be able to determine which of the helping verbs you're going to use with the verb that you choose. So you want to use wären if the verb is one that indicates motion to a new location. So basically you're moving from one place to another place. It kind of has to clearly indicate motion to a new location. For example, zum Beispiel, fahren. When you are driving, you are clearly moving to a new location. Gehen, you're going to a new location. Fliegen, you're flying. So this is kind of the way to think about it. An example of one that would not use wären would be like playing, spielen. It doesn't clearly indicate that you're moving. You can be, for example, playing cards and not moving really from one place to another. So that's one rule, or Regel Nummer 1. Regel Nummer 2 here is verb indicates a change in a state of existence or being. For example, zum Beispiel, wachsen, which means to grow. When you're growing, you're becoming older, you're going from small to large, or you're growing up. Sterben, which is to die. Obviously, if you're dying, you're going from one state to another. Werden, becoming. That means you're, like, for example, ich werde krank, you're becoming sick, so you're changing from healthy to sick. Another possible example would be verschwinden, which is to disappear. When you disappear, you're changing your state of being. And Regel 3, or third rule here, certain verbs which always use the form of sein as a helping verb in the perfect tense. These are relatively short list. Sein always uses itself as a helping verb, so gewesen when you say been. And of course werden, geworden. Another verb here is bleiben, geblieben, which is to stay or stayed. So hier haben wir eine kleine Übung. So we're going to do a little practice activity here. I've given you a list of verbs here, past participles, and also told you what they mean, and then from what verb that they came from. So your job is simply say whether you would use hätten or wären as a helping verb when you're forming the perfect tense with the subjunctive mood. So for example, we'll do a couple together. Gegangen, gone, comes from gehen, to go. So that's going to use wäre. Ich wäre gegangen. I would have gone. Okay. Gehört, you heard. So hätte. Ich hätte das nicht gehört. I would not have heard that. So if you want to stop the video now and try the remainder as a little exercise, or just play it and hier kommen die Antworten. Nummer 3, gekauft, bought, comes from the verb kaufen. You're going to use hätte. Ich hätte das nicht gekauft. I would not have bought that. Geflogen. Ich wäre nach Deutschland geflogen. Geworden. Ich wäre krank geworden. Gewesen. Ich wäre nie da gewesen. Gestorben. Er wäre gestorben. Geschrieben. Ich hätte ein Buch geschrieben. Gewusst. Ich hätte das gewusst. Gefahren. Ich wäre nach Atlanta gefahren. Okay, das war's. Ich hoffe, dass das auch nützlich war. Auf Wiedersehen.